Hey guys, and welcome back to another reaction video. And today we'll be reacting to the Banshee Forest Scary Stories Animated. And yeah, no idea why I did it in that voice. You know, sometimes I just change my tone of voice automatically and I have no control over it. Anyway, before we actually start, I just want to say I'm actually considering making like an outro thing for at the end of the videos that I make. And recently I was having like internet issues, so that's why that one day I didn't upload a video. Because I did have internet. Anyway, let's press play and see what'll happen, shall we? To be honest, I think I can do a pretty good evil voice.
In the year 1990, at the foot of the Mount Tampomas, near a small village north of Sumedang City, West Java, two college boys began a hike into the mountains with a plan to spend their weekend at their uncle's villa, located deep in the surrounding forest.
But it took a dramatic turn.
A couple of
Quite
hours
literally.
into the hike, they arrived at the gate of an abandoned village. In order to get to the villa,
That's a
they had
red
to pass
flag
through a
right
small
there.
and silent,
Especially in
deserted area.
Japan. Or China. I don't know where this takes place
Just
exactly.
outside the village, they were surprised to see a small coffee hawkers and decided to stop there and take a break.
And that's where they died. Or that's their first
Where are you
mistake.
headed
Second
to?
mistake.
The owner asked. To Mount Tampomas, sir. My uncle's house is near the base of the mountain. Be careful while you're in the forest, boys. It's not a safe place to be, especially at night. But why?
That's the second red
Just
flag
be careful,
right
son,
there.
the man replied. Ask the forest spirit's permission every time you want to do anything. This is extremely important.
They
We're from
don't.
the city, sir. We don't believe in silly ancient superstitions, they quipped back.
Yeah, that's where they die.
The owner, acknowledging their answer, simply said, just be careful, okay?
They just
Realizing
ignore
they
him.
had rested long enough, they stood up, thanked the owner, and carried on to the entrance of the forest. They ignored the warning of the coffee hawker, not
Obviously,
wanting to
because they're
entertain any
dumb city
superstition,
folk.
and didn't ask permission before entering the forest, and continued to hike further and further into the dense growth beyond.
They
Mount
died.
Tamponas has
They
6 posts
died.
between the base and the peak. Their
They
uncle's villa was located not
died.
far past post 2. Just before sunset, not far from post 2, they spotted a brood of wild chickens happily grazing on the forest floor. They looked at each
But
other
all
and
of a
smiled,
sudden,
both thinking the same thing, to catch and kill the fattest one for dinner. They stopped and decided that this is where they would camp for the night. It started to get dark
Oh
quickly,
boy.
so they divided their duties. One collected wood and made a fire,
and the other
and
never
the other
came
was to
back.
catch the wild chicken. They then helped each other to prepare the dinner, plucking its feathers and cleaning out its guts in a wash bowl before seasoning the meat and roasting it in the fire. It was unfortunate that they forgot to throw away the entrails and clean the blood from the wash bowl. But even
Yeah,
worse
that's
still,
dumb.
they had neglected to ask permission to kill and devour the wild chicken.
Let me guess.
After
They were
finishing the
visited
bird,
by 3
they relaxed by
spirits
the
in the
fire.
night.
Played some music,
If you get
laughed
that
at each other's
reference to a
stories
Christmas
long
story.
into the night. That was, until they started to smell something disgusting. A horrible stench was drifting their way. One asked the other, "Did you throw away the blood and guts from the wash bowl?" "No, I didn't," he quickly replied. They froze where they sat when the sounds of the forest were disturbed by an eerie shrill. "What the hell was that?" one of them asked.
Oh my god, I'm getting
Made their way over to the
goosebumps.
bowl, the source of the odor, and frighteningly, the sound became louder
And
Three
louder.
terrifying creatures dressed from head to toe in white were gathered around the foul-smelling washbowl. One of the creatures turned towards them and stared right into their souls.
Creepy.
The boys, managing to break free from the shock that consumed them, bolted away at a near superhuman pace, fueled by adrenaline and pure fear. They ran like the wind, but struggled to safely separate themselves as the creatures began to float after them with terrifying speed. Almost out of breath and about to give up, they realized that they were at Post 2, a small sanctuary for hikers. They quickly entered the hut and secured the door as fast as they could, trying desperately to catch their breath. Any thoughts of now being safe were quickly ripped away as the
Technically,
door
banshees
continued
are
to be
ghosts,
beaten
so they can
heavily
just
from
go
the
through.
outside. They could only stand still, frozen with fear, just waiting.
And that's where the video ends. To be continued. Next episode, of course. Ooh, that hurts. Ooh, that hurts even more. Jump scare. Ah. Seriously, I would have placed a jump scare that right there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did, because any scary type of movie that gives me, or video that gives me at least goosebumps is good in my book. And considering this is only part 1 and they have yet to release episode or part 2, I'm really looking forward to part 2. Mainly because all that supernatural kind of stuff, and especially like the way they every time tell this story at Scary Story Animated, or Nightmare Tales, I mean. I just really like the way they tell the story, so yeah. Anyway, again, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I'll be making. So yeah. Bye.